Alright, as highly requested, today I'll be checking out the Lenovo Tab 4 8-inch, available for $113 on Amazon. So all your specs are on the back here, and I'm going to see how this performs and holds up to some other 2018 tablets. So it says we got Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 here. This is the first $100, sub-$100 tablet I've seen with Qualcomm Snapdragon. 8-inch display, 1280 by 800. That's alright. We'll talk about that more in just a moment. 2 gigs of DDR3 RAM. 16 gigs of internal storage with the option to insert a micro SD card up to 128 gigs, I believe. We're going to see if it transfers apps. I believe it does. On top, it tells you more. IPS display, dual front speakers, that's going to be good for media consumption, and a 4,850 milliamp hour battery down here. Now, I don't usually talk about the boxes a lot for tablets, but this is pretty small compared to other ones that I've seen. I guess this is where they kind of cut corners, and they also have stickers, so that when you peel it off, it shows void on here, so you know if you're getting a new one or not. We've got the tablet itself, a user manual, a pair of micro USB cable to recharge the tablet, and then a wall outlet. So here's the tablet itself. You've got a 2 megapixel front camera. Got the front-facing speakers on the side here. They're technically on the front, but it's like a little curved, so it's not fully on the front, but it's still better than being in the back. And I gotta say, this feels pretty nice. It's like a nice thin slab with the back, like rubber-like texture, which isn't easy to catch fingerprints on. I like it. And then this has a slightly different texture, the power button compared to the volume button, so you know which one you're pressing is the right one. This one has a bit of a texture, while this one doesn't. On top you have the micro USB port, then the 3.5mm headphone jack. Then on the side you can uncover the micro SD card slot here. On the back is where you have the 5 megapixel rear camera. And I gotta say, what I like about this compared to other devices is that this isn't protruding, it's actually synced in, so that when you put it flat on a table, the camera won't have like a little bump sticking out, and you might not hit it if you accidentally tend to drop it or something. You won't damage the camera, or there's a less chance of it. So it is a 1280 by 800 display, and the screen does look pretty nice. It's not too pixelated because it is an 8-inch screen. It does get pretty bright compared to other tablets that I've used. I'm still not sure if this is good enough to use outside in sunlight, but for 2018 you can find other tablets that do have a 1920 by 1200 display. For example, like the Beneve 10.1-inch tablet, which has a 10-inch display, 1920 by 1200, and it costs under $100. I'll mention that more at the end of this video. So for storage, we're looking at about 9 gigs available out of 16 after you update the apps, which are still being updated. I guess that's most of them there. Got an update. I'm not sure exactly what it was. There's Android 7.1.1 running right now. And then on top of that, I noticed that one difference in this update is that there's Amazon's Alexa down here. Now, of course, you have to sign in and everything. There seems to be a decent amount of bloatware. I see a lot of Microsoft apps down here that you can sign into if you have an account, and some other stuff, but of course I installed these other things here like Sonic Dash, Puggsy Mobile, Roblox, and Fruit Ninja. I'm going to test them out in just a moment. The camera on here is pretty responsive. I can just tap this. Of course you can also record on here, but I gotta say it's pretty nice, nicer than a lot of other 5 megapixel cameras I've tested or seen, because megapixels is one thing, but actually being able to read something is another. Just took another picture there, and everything seems to be readable here. On the front cam, it's nothing special. The quality is poor at best, but it does take photos quickly, and it is grainy again. Actually, it's decent, not poor at best. Better than other tablets I've tested again, and it's able to focus onto my face a little better when I move it around. It's kind of shaky, but not too bad. Yeah, definitely not as bad as other tablets, so that's another plus right there. And when you go out for multitasking, you can lock in a certain application in case if you want to close everything and keep that one open. I'll have a link down below on a video by Linus Tech Tips showing under what excruciating circumstances would having bad cable management impact the cooling performance. I gotta say, the speakers are impressive. They can get covered up if you're not careful enough, but I guess they made it at just the right angle so it's not flat on there, because your finger might be able to cover it, or if you have a grip like this, it'll definitely cover it, but my fingers were here most of the time when I was watching videos, so it didn't get covered up once. So I don't think you'll have that problem. It's possible you could, depending on the location, but regardless, for speakers on a sub-$100 tablet, still good. The quality of the video is alright too, no problems whatsoever. It goes up to 720p because it is a 1280 by 800 display. It doesn't upscale to 1080p or anything like that. I just installed an SD card, a micro SD card, 64 gigs, and I was able to format it pretty easily. And I did try to transfer an app here, and it can transfer apps onto it, so that's definitely a plus right there. You got more storage space now. The app I transferred was the Antutu benchmark, and it got a pretty good score on here. It defeated 4% of the users. That's actually good for a tablet. Usually it just says defeated 1% of the users, or maybe even sometimes 0. I can't remember too well. But yeah, 43,000 is the score. If you go down, this is what it is, more in depth. On the Geekbench multi-score, this gets a score of 681 for single, and that's still lower than the LG Nexus 5, but it does beat the LG Nexus 5 in multi-score here. Now, benchmarks are one thing, but performance is another. That's why I downloaded a few games here, like Fruit Ninja is the first game. It's a free game. All these games I'm checking out are going to be free on the Play Store you can check out. So Fruit Ninja does seem to slow down in certain occasions, but it is still playable. Usually when you notice a frame rate drop is when there's a combo or something along those lines. Next game we're checking out here is Sonic Dash, Sonic Boom 2. And again, it doesn't seem completely smooth, but definitely playable, that's for sure. Next game we're checking out here is called Puggsy Mobile. Just notice a bit of a freeze there. So I couldn't find any clothes, but I found my first victim. And yeah, don't blame the game actually, this is just me, just failing. Why am I doing so bad? Okay, there we go. And yeah, I did notice just a stutter there, I think it was shown on the video too. But besides that, it does seem to play relatively kind of smoothly. Definitely playable compared to another tablet I tested out. A little more smoother. I would like to get some clothes, but you know, that's going to take some time to find. Regardless, I gotta say, overall this is an impressive tablet for the price point. I don't see too many problems with it. Games may not be fully smooth, but definitely playable compared to all of the ones that I've tested out. Haven't noticed any major lag or slowdown that made it unplayable. Besides Puggsy Mobile, there was that little bit of a stutter at that moment. I've saw it like once or maybe twice. And probably the other drawback is that it is a 720p display. So in 2018 now, you can actually get a tablet with a 1920 by 1200 resolution, and it can go for under $100, like the Lenovo 10.1 inch tablet right here. And yeah, again, it's going for under $100 on Amazon. It does have similar specs to this, not a Snapdragon inside, but 2 gigs of RAM and everything. But do you guys want to see a comparison video? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're willing to pay a little more, then check out the Chewy Hi9 tablet PC, available at GearBest for $130 at the time of this video, or $131. Now, I haven't tested this out personally, but this has double the RAM, and it has a 2560 by 1600 resolution, and it's an 8.4 inch display. You can see the specs in the listing below. Based on that, it sounds more promising for about $20 more, because at the time of this video, this is going for $113, $114 if you want to round up. But regardless, this is just in the middle between the Lenovo and the Chewy Hi9 tablet. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below again. And leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more. As always, thanks for watching.